Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
The United States is reportedly the most dangerous developed country for women to give birth. That's according to a 4-year investigation conducted by USA Today. Valley News Team's Rose Itzkovitz wonders, how did this happen, and went to local hospitals to find out.
The numbers are staggering. A new investigation by USA Today shows maternal deaths in the U.S. are climbing, while other developed countries just seem to improve. What's worse, estimates report half the deaths are preventable, and half the injuries could at least be reduced with better care.
Honestly, I was a little bit surprised because it seems very out of the norm for what we have here.
Here in the FM area, hospitals say they followed the guidelines set by the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists. Back in 2014, a national initiative to improve safety formed.
And they all kind of came together and said we need to reduce maternal mortality rates and maternal morbidity, which is complication rates, in the United States.
So then why are things just getting worse?
I don't have the answer for that. Sanford has initiated these ACOG, what they call bundles, in their protocols.
According to the report, just following basic safety guidelines to recognize and treat hemorrhaging or severe hypertension in time is the difference between life and death.
So we are using those for obstetric hemorrhage. We're using those for hypertensive disorders in pregnancy.
It's very easy to be able to start the protocol to treat the high-range blood pressures.
The doctors tell me while they don't know why the U.S. is falling short on these basic treatments, they say it could involve staffing shortages across the country. But Dr. Van Erden tells me he's glad the new report has come to light.
I think it's just important for us as physicians, us as an institution, to kind of make patient safety a priority and to kind of pull together and come up with our guidelines and protocols and implement them.
In Fargo, Rose Itzkovitz, Valley News Live.
For more details on the study and links to go with it, head to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story. A cool gray summer day for a lot of us, so we're wondering if we'll see any storms from the clouds that have been hanging around today. Let's check in with Justin to find out. Justin?
Yeah, thank you, Andrea. Good evening, everybody. Yeah, not a lot of rain out there today, but we did see our share of clouds, and we stayed cool with that northwesterly wind. Current temperatures look like this. We're the warmest up off into the northern valley. Grand Forks and Thief River Falls lower to mid-70s. We're into the upper 60s to lower 70s. Devil's Lake Basin, Jamestown, Southern Valley, and Lakes Country, with the wind mainly from the northwest, a little breezy at times at 15 to 25 miles per hour. We are seeing a decreasing cloud trend, especially from north to south. We are seeing clear skies where it's the warmest in the northern valley and northwestern Minnesota, with more cloud cover. Devil's Lake to Jamestown to Fargo into Lakes Country. That trend will continue as clearer skies get into the Fargo area tonight. Temperatures falling from near 70 into the upper 50s by around midnight. We'll tell you what to expect as we go through the rest of the work week and how the weekend looks. It's coming up later in the newscast.
Okay, thanks, Justin. Officials have now released the name of the woman found dead in a lake near Bemidji. Rescue crews pulled 32-year-old Amber Jackson from Lake Bemidji yesterday afternoon after getting a call about a body in the water near the Tourist Information Center in Bemidji. Stick with Valley News Live as we continue to follow this story. A South Dakota man formerly accused of bestiality has confessed to engaging in sex acts with 2 calves. 57-year-old James Schumacher pleaded guilty Wednesday to 2 charges of felony bestiality after unsuccessfully arguing earlier this year that the charges he faced were unconstitutional. 4 other charges will be dropped under terms of the plea agreement. Authorities say the incidents happened in 2016 and 2017 on a farm in the Bath area. Schumacher could face up to 4 years in prison and $8,000 in fines. A 19-year-old man was arrested and fined $1,000 for climbing Mount Rushmore. Park rangers arrested Zachary Chusseau on Sunday. He appeared before a judge on Monday. The U.S. Attorney's Office and the National Park Service cautioned that climbing the Mount Rushmore National Memorial is illegal and that violators will be prosecuted. The memorial in the Black Hills of South Dakota features the faces of President George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, and Theodore Roosevelt, sculpted into the granite mountain face. Hundreds of people paid their final respects today to Corrections Officer Joseph Gaum as he was laid to rest following a procession through Arden Hills and Roseville, Minnesota. Corrections officers from across the country attended the funeral. Gom died last week after an inmate attacked him at the Minnesota Correctional Facility in Stillwater. Authorities there say he is the first corrections officer to be killed in the line of duty. The company that built the Dakota Access oil pipeline says its ownership of agriculture land in North Dakota does not violate state law and that the law is unconstitutional anyway. Attorneys for Dakota Access want a judge to dismiss a complaint filed in July by North Dakota Attorney General Wayne Stenjum. They also want to prevent Stenjum from enforcing state law that bars companies from owning farmland. Dakota Access bought the ranch land in 2016 in an area where thousands of pipeline opponents gathered to protest to protect workers and help law officers. But a deal with the state allowing the purchase expired, and Stenjum sued. Dakota Access argues the land is leased for farming. The company didn't break the law with the purchase and that the law violates several clauses of the U.S. Constitution. U.S. Secretary of the Interior Ryan Zinke honored 4 Indian country law enforcement officers in downtown Fargo today. The ceremony started with some traditional tribal music. The 4 were honored for their roles in administering Narcan to people who were overdosing on drugs. One officer even shared what it was like to save someone's life.
To see him come back alive where he had and was totally aware he was at and was able to answer everything before the ambulance arrived. It was kind of shocking to see that.
After the award ceremony, Zinke talked about ways to combat the opioid crisis and says tribal communities are hurt by the situation and have asked for help from federal law enforcement. We've got another food recall to tell you about. Hungry Man Dinners is recalling its Chipotle barbecue sauce boneless chicken wings because there are concerns about salmonella poisoning. Whey powder in the meals may be contaminated. This recall is added to a long string of recalls made in the past few days, including Goldfish crackers, Ritz, Honey Smacks, and Taco Bell queso dip. More jobs are coming to the Metro, along with the possibility of longer drop-off hours for UPS customers. UPS and Hector International Airport have announced a partnership for a twice-daily jet service. This is expected to bring about 70 more jobs to Fargo and extend hours for customers. The flight will happen between Fargo and the headquarters in Kentucky. The service is expected to start on November 5th. If you live in the Fargo-Moorhead area, no doubt you've heard them, perhaps even seen them. The world-famous Blue Angels flew into town yesterday, and they have been practicing for this weekend's air show, so keep your eyes on the sky. Fargo is one of 14 cities chosen this year to host the Blue Angels, and the Valley Today's Lisa Bedeau will have an exclusive look inside one of the F-18s. Also, some roads by Hector Airport are closed today and tomorrow as the Blue Angels practice. The ones affected are 15th and 19th Avenues North between Dakota Drive and 18th Street. Also, Dakota Drive from 12th to 19th Avenue and 32nd Avenue North west of University Drive. Closures are from 11:30 in the morning until 5 p.m., but access to Hector Airport Terminal will be open to traffic. If you're looking for new trends to revamp your home decor, we may have some ideas for you. From textured pillows to covering a wall with patterned wallpaper, these are just 2 trends that can make a room feel tied together. Neutral colors are always a good base to start with and then accessorize with pops of color. Leah Martin with Shields Home Design Studio says to gather up ideas that you're drawn to and then go from there.
Look through magazines, gather a Pinterest board, look on housing, create an account, and gather ideas from other designs that you really love. So that helps for you and your designer to know what direction you want to go, so it makes our job easier to help you get the look that you want and that you'll be happy with.
For more on ways to redecorate, visit our website and click on this story. One